Sounds good.
Hey everybody out there, this is Lee with the Tavern Brawlers, and we have Z-Storm here with us as well. We're going to play some Alpha Clash today here on stream for you guys. We have a matchup of Magnate versus Magnate, two of the best contenders in the entire game if you ask me. So let's jump over to Tabletop Simulator and get set up and ready to roll. Let me, yeah, there we go, TTS. Took a minute for TTS to load up in there.
No worries.
Now we are getting ready here. If you are new to Alpha Clash, no worries. We'll try to keep it relatively simple while keeping the gameplay, complex for those who are familiar with it as well. I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle my deck before I forget to. Alright, would you like to, want to roll this D20?
Yeah, we can do high roll.
Yeah. Whee! Oh no. Oh no.
Critical fail. Alright, I'll go first.
Okay, sounds like it. Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck. 8 cards, so I'm going to draw my 8 cards here, and I'm going to look to see what I want to mulligan. Gonna want to mull that, and that.
I'm all 5.
5. Whoa, you're digging deep.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know what color Z-Storm is playing right now with his Magnate, or if he's like solo mono green, or if he's going green, white, green, red, green, blue. Those are the usual colors. So I gotta see what I want to keep here. I think it's safe to keep those. Let's mulligan 3 back into the deck. So we're gonna mull 3 back into the deck, shuffle that back up, and then redraw 3 cards, and hope for something that looks good. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and send it off to Z-Storm to start us off. What you got?
Alright, I'm gonna throw Sonora down and play Amazon Rainforest. I'll draw a card, pass turn.
The fun has begun. Alright.
Draw 2 discards there.
Yep, my turn to draw 2 and then start to discard 1. Let's discard a Menacing.
Okay.
For my resource step. Let's resource a Sonaro and play out a Cunning Planner and move to attack. I'm going to clash my Magnate versus your Magnate.
Buff.
No buff.
Alright, no buff. We'll both take 1.
Okay, oops, sorry. And then I will pass turn.
Alright. Ready. Draw.
So for those on stream, Magnate Cunning Planner is a 1-drop. He's a 1/2. His defense is buffed by Magnate himself because this is a Alpha Clash card. And upon defeat, I may draw 1 card. So if this is destroyed, I get to draw.
Yep. I dropped a Here Comes the Boom in the resource and then played Torque redirecting damage. Right. I will swing into your contender for 1.
Alright, trigger defeat, draw 1 card. Also, same idea here. When this card is obstructed by 1 or more of your opponent's clash cards, increase this card's attack power by an amount equal to the total attack power.
Basically, he'll become a 2/2 if you block and kill your. Yep.
Okay. Intriguing. And you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually I only drew 1. Do you want me to draw another one and discard?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, we both missed that. I will discard.
It's your Amazon rainforest.
I know. Like, how could I forget? Jeez. We'll throw this guy down.
Yeah, is this just me, or is he one of our usual bins off of that?
Yeah, I mean, like, he's really good, but it's
Yeah.
definitely like a New York City guy to be
Yeah.
dropping.
Right.
You're more focused on card draw early game, so it just depends on when you see him.
All right. And your Torque is attacking my Magnate, correct?
Yeah, currently for 1.
No obstruction.
All right, no buff.
I go to 28.
Yep, and then I will pass.
Sounds good. So I will recover or ready my Magnate, my resources, draw 2, discarding 1. I will discard.
Yeah, I feel like the upkeep triggers. What makes it even more sad is like, as a playtest lead, like, how are you forgetting any triggers? And it's like, well, I've been playing so many different contenders and combinations. It's like, oh man, coming back to this, I just forget.
Yeah. Let's discard a New York.
Okay.
And set down
Okay.
a Sinister Assistance for the extra resource there.
Mm-hmm.
And your Torque is an
A
alpha,
1/3.
so that's cool.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and drop a Menacing into the field. I'm going to clash with my Magnate on your Magnate.
Or any buff.
No buff.
Both take 1.
Yep.
Excuse me.
7 to 28. And then I will send my Menacing Magnate at your Magnate as well for 2 more.
Sure, any buff.
No buff.
Alright, I take 2, go to 26.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can be satisfied with that for now and pass the turn.
Alright. I will remember my Amazon rainforest this time and draw 2, discard 1. We don't need a second one. We'll drop this Magnate as a resource, and then we'll play a Cunning Planner and
Nice.
another redirecting damage.
Nice.
We'll swing at your contender for 1.
Yep, I will not block.
Alright,
Take
no buff.
6.
And I'll swing again.
Yep,
for 1.
also no block. Down to 25.
Alright, go ahead.
Leaving up his Magnate Cunning Planner for defense here. I will untap my. What's the keyword for untapping?
Ready.
Ready. Okay. I will ready my stuff. Then Amazon Rainforest, I draw 1 and 1, and I will discard. New York City.
Sure.
I will. Hey, Farstus, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I will set down my first additional color, letting you know now that I am also on Magnate Red, in case you didn't know.
Sure.
I will play Sinister on your Cunning Planner, so it does not defeat it, correct?
Correct. I do not get the card draw.
I will tap a flare to play a flare.
Okay.
I will attack your Magnate with my Magnate.
Sure. Any buff?
No buff.
Both take 1.
25 to 24 I have? Yep, okay.
Yep.
I will flare to ping your Magnate.
Sure. Go 24.
I will menacing Magnate for 2 more.
Okay. Any buff?
No buff.
Alright.
And I will pass the turn.
Sure.
Taking a
ready
He's
up.
got 4 cards in
Draw
hand.
2,
going up
discard 1.
to 5 here. Alright.
Discard a boom.
Discarding a boom.
Drop Sonoro. And full Sinister Assistance, your Cunning Planner?
Ho ho! That's fair. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah, right. Play another Torque
one?
Reader.
What?
We'll swing into Flare.
Yeah, no defense on that.
Or actually, no. She's a 1/2, so
That's true,
that
but
wouldn't work.
doesn't he
Yeah,
get more power?
only if he's obstructed.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's not being blocked. So okay.
Right. We'll just swing no buff on 2 of them. Well, I guess 1 at a time.
Yeah.
Do you have a buff?
No buff and no responses at this time.
I'll let you down to 22, and then I'll swing Magnate to Magnate. Both take 1, and go ahead.
21 all. All right. I will draw 2, discarding 1. Cutting Planner to the bin. Rainforest down. It's so tricky because I can't use my ping first, because then you just will give you the power here to decide how do you want to choose to block things, and I can't just like ping one of your exhausted ones to try to attack it with my Magnate because he doesn't have flying, so actually I can hit him, right?
Yeah, you can hit him with Cunning Planner.
What menacing?
Or is that? Or I'm sorry, Menacing. Yeah.
Menacing would have 2 power though over his. There'll be 2 power to 2 defense at that point. Which would work, but Magnate would die on that.
No, they wouldn't trade. He only gets the buff if he's obstructed.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
Yeah, so if you're swinging into him, he's still a 1/3, and then 1/2 after Flare pings him.
I don't know. Let's see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You will have 5 resources. I think I am going to send my menacing over the top at your Magnate.
Okay. Any buff?
No buff.
I'll take 2.
And I will go ahead and ping your Magnate as well.
Sure. Go to 18.
I will then play Cunning Planner.
Got it.
And I will swing with that Magnate to your Magnate.
I'll block.
Yep, and my Magnate takes 1. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then I will pass the turn.
Alright. Ready up. Draw 2, discard 1. Ooh, that's kind of tough.
A Magnate ready to fight was the discarded card, and a Kagen goes to the resources. But that is enough to play a Sonaro, which is fantastic. Sonaro will draw him a card on his attack as well, as Sonaro getting bigger himself.
Yeah, we'll swing on menacing, drawing a card. Sure.
And he will die, and I will draw 1.
Okay. I'll swing at your contender for 1.
Yep, and you...
No buff from me.
I will go ahead and buff here.
Okay. I'll draw a card.
And that'll draw me 1 as well.
And then I will pass.
Yep. There's no sense in him attacking me anymore into that because my buff is sustainable and his life recovers every time that the combat resets. So he's just passing because of that. I will have to do my Amazon rainforest here. Whew. Discarding New York City. Setting down a Solar Smash.
Solar Smash?
What's that? Yeah, Solar Smash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're just confirming, yep. I'm going to... exhaust 5, play my own Sonaro.
Okay.
Going to crash over the top for 2, flying.
Any buff?
No buff.
I'll take 2.
16. I will ping your Magnate for 1.
Yeah, I'll go to 15.
15. I will swing with my Sonaro at your Magnate.
Okay.
And that will
I'll
recover my flare. Yep.
Sure.
Obstruct is good.
I'll draw a card.
Yep. Those are really good. I might have to consider putting those in my deck, actually. I'll have to find a spot, though. But maybe the Magnates... maybe I'll split some Menacing Magnates with that card.
No, that's fair. I can talk about the list after if you want.
Yeah. Okay, now to the deciding factor to ping my flare again. And I think I go ahead and I do that. I'll ping my flare at your Magnate again.
Sure.
Putting you to
go
14.
to 14.
And,
My go?
let me see here. Yeah.
Alright. Ready up. Draw 2, discard 1. Drop a menacing.
That's so funny because the music that's playing right now is very menacing.
Really?
Yeah.
Drop Kagen, blowing up Sonoro.
Oof.
We'll, I guess, swing Sonoro into Menacing Magnate, drawing a card.
Yep.
And then we'll swing Torque into Flare, and I'll buff.
Okay.
Draw another card. And then we'll swing at you for 6. Or, sorry, 5.
Yep. 5 puts me to 15.
We'll go contender as well.
Yep. 14 on me. 13 on
and
you.
I'll pass.
Yeah. I'll draw 2, discarding 1. Setting that. I'll Coggin your Coggin.
Sure.
And I will Coggin into your Sonaro.
Any buff?
No buff.
Alright, I'll buff.
Nice, well played.
So we'll still trade. I'll draw a card.
And I will go ahead and Magnate into your Magnate.
Sure. 13 to 12.
Yep. And pass turn.
Alright. I'll ready up. Draw 2, discard 1. 2, 3,
4, 5, 6. So Zach will have 5 cards in here and here to my 2. This is where he's going to start to out-resource me a little bit. Some of his actions here were very resource efficient with all the extra card draws from those 2 Torques, as well as the couple other things, as well as playing 2 of the where did they go? The Clash buffs.
they're in Oblivion.
Boy. Got a lot of stuff.
Alright, so Magnate, Cunning Planner, and Flare came out.
Yep.
We'll ping you for 1.
Yep.
And then we'll swing for 4.
Yep, I'm at 8.
And I will pass.
Okay. I will recover. Draw 2, discard 1. That will boom.
Okay. I'll draw 2.
I will make you discard a card.
You got it?
And pass the turn and hope I don't die at 8 life.
Alright. Draw 2. Discard 1. We will pay 5 for Sonoro.
Yep.
We'll swing for 5, drawing a card.
Yep.
And then we'll play Flare, ping you for 1.
Yep.
And I'll go contender to contender.
All right.
Oh, still hanging in there.
Yep.
I could have swung with contender last turn.
Well, that leaving me at 1 life with a flare on a board is definitely a signal. Hey, you have to deal with this flare or else.
Right. Go ahead.
Alright, cards in here and over there. You still have 2 cards left. Alright, recover. Gonna draw 2. And discard 1. I'll make you discard 1.
Sure.
Play this, banish, swing, kill.
Alright.
And pass the turn.
Well, unless you've got a clash buff, I could just swing with contender here, but we'll play it out. Draw 2, discard 1. I'll skip resource step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll Kagen the Kagen.
Okay.
And yep. Swing for game.
Yep, I have the clash
Yeah.
but that doesn't matter because Kagen's a lot bigger. Good game.
Right. Good game.
Makes me feel good knowing that I'm on essentially the same deck, though. Couple minor differences.
There's enough differences.
There's enough differences, yeah. I like your torques in this list, actually. That makes me give me some consideration for those. And I will play first this round.
Sure.
Yeah, those torques gave you so much extra card draw that really just impacted this game, I think, if we're analyzing it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just in general, seeing, because like that's why I run them. If you look at red and green, there's only, besides Clash Grounds, there's only 4 sources of card draw. There's 5-drop Sonoro, there's 2-drop Torque, there's 1-drop Magnate, and then there's 5-drop Magnate, and that's all you have. So
yeah,
definitely definitely an interesting balance. All right, sideboard. Reset the life totals. And I assume you want to go first?
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
Good luck. I put 3 in. I'll take 3
Same.
back out.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Yep. Cunning Planner and pass.
All right. Draw. Drop a resource and we'll Sinister Assistance.
Yep.
Contender to contender?
Yep.
No buff. 29 all, go ahead.
Okay, not drawing 2. I have to pay attention there now.
Yeah, it's in the resource, not the Clash Grounds.
My fingers just pressed the 2 buttons so many times now. I'm afraid it's gonna auto try to push it.
Right.
Now there's no mystery as to what color I'm running, so we'll slap that guy out there. Boom. sending another one of those. And
I don't know. You could sided in some spicy third color.
yeah. Just like 10 cards. Just slide 10 cards, blue cards in, and 10 red cards out or something. Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. I will go ahead and clash my Magnate to yours.
Yeah.
No
Any
buff.
buff?
No buff.
All right. No buff.
As
28 all.
As fun as that is, I think that buffs are better served in other places. Oh, sorry. I take
Maybe.
one. I take one from my.
Yeah. You're playing Torque.
Yeah, I always 100% every single time forget that. But I'll send that Torque at you for another one.
Sure. No buff. Take one.
7 all and pass.
All right. Ready.
I have not played a Torque one time that I haven't forgotten to take the life until after the fact.
Nice. Yeah, I'm usually the same, to be honest.
I'm gonna totally be called.
We are going to play in Amazon Rainforest. I'll draw a card on play. We'll play one of our own cunning planners.
Nice.
And go ahead.
Yep.
But now you're drawing two.
Oh yeah. Alright, so let's see. We draw 2, discard 1. I guess we can discard this Amazon Rainforest. That seems fair now.
I mean, you can still play it. Get the card draw. Originally, that wasn't the case with the first iteration of the rules.
I think that's
neither player could
a lot
replace
of people because like
Yep.
it went from like that to how it is now, where you can play your own and it just replaces it.
Yep.
And I think that confused a lot of people.
Oh, for sure.
Let's see. We will sinister your duder.
Got the torque heavy draw. Sheesh.
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
Now I just need the boom. All right, so we'll go ahead and send 1 at you. Clash buffs or no?
All right.
Oh, sorry. Let
Well,
me take
you
my,
buff
let me
first,
take my
sir.
2. Hold on, let me take my 2.
Yeah.
25.
25. Are you buffing? Is the question.
No.
Okay.
Buffing
Neither
or
am I.
bluffing?
Right.
And 1.
I'll take another one. Another one. Okay.
And 1. So 4 altogether.
And we'll both take one. Yeah, 24 or 23. My go?
Yep. Pass.
All right. Ready. Draw 2, discard 1.
I do have one problem here, though. I have totally just tanked my hand.
Yeah, you're definitely
and
playing Hellbent.
A massive hand over there.
It only takes a couple booms to drop me to 0, though.
Yep. Hopefully Amazon will get me.
I have no incentive to use this at the moment.
Yeah, because that that helps my torques too, right? So.
Right. Let's see. Going on 3. I'm gonna drop a flare, and we'll Sinister Assistance one of the torques. I will play another Cunning Planner, and then we will play a flare.
Nice.
I'm gonna ping your Cunning Planner and then I'm gonna swing at your contender.
No block.
All right, we both take 1.
Although I probably should have blocked to take the card draw.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're baiting here. If you want that or not, and I'll swing my cunning planner at your contender.
Now, if I block here, then my cunning planner dies and yours does not.
Yeah, but you draw a card.
Draw a card. If I don't block, I get that much closer to a very necessary discard card draw engine.
Right.
Or discard engine. I feel like I need cards, so I will block past 2 buffs.
Alright. Yeah, no buff.
Okay.
And go ahead.
And then I will draw. I will ready.
Ready. Yep.
And then draw 2, discard 1.
Look at that, you're back up to 3 cards.
Yeah. Let me just read this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, 3 cards, sort of, yeah. When this card would be dealt non-clash damage, prevent that damage. Instead, this card gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each point of damage prevented this way. If
you solar smash it, if you flare it, or if you boom it, he's gonna get +1/+1 for each damage, and then he gets breakthrough after he's been dealt 5.
Yeah, easy enough. I think we discard Flare, resource down, a menacing Magnate.
Okay. Contender to contender?
Yep, contender.
Any buff?
No buff here.
Alright, 22 to 21.
And pass.
Okay. Ready. Draw 2, discard 1. Man, it's sad I'm seeing all my booms.
Yeah,
no torques.
This happened last game too, with your booms and your Coggins and. But you got enough of them. You got the last Coggin. He who Coggins last.
Right. We'll play the 4/4 Vanilla Magnate, and I'll ping your contender for 1.
Ouch.
And then I will swing for 4.
Yep, also ouch. No blocks.
No buff. And I'll pass.
Yep. Sometimes you just don't block. Drawing 2. Discarding 1. Discard. Resource. Yeah, I think so. Although maybe not. That's probably bad here. I don't know.
Oh no.
I'm gonna New York.
New York?
Probably also really bad.
Alright. Got some beefcakes on the board?
Yeah. Alright, so your Magnate is a
6/4 or 6/5. Yep.
My Magnate is a 3.
You're Torque is a 3/3.
Okay, so that's still not helpful.
And this Magnate's a 3/2.
Yeah.
Unless you want to buff check me.
Yeah, I feel like playing New York is probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I usually side it out in this matchup.
Yeah, I would if I had something better to bring in, and now I have ideas.
Yeah, fair enough.
Problem is my sideboard is for like non-Magnate matchups. I think I passed turn here.
Ready and draw one. I'll drop Menacing and play Sonoro.
Yep, that's what I was afraid of. I totally messed up.
Oh man.
So bad.
So we're gonna swing for 7 and draw one.
Ouch. Yep. I take 7.
And we'll swing for 6.
I'll take 6, go to 4.
We'll swing for 3.
Jeez. Oh, and I can't not block it.
Yeah.
I guess I will, I will block here.
Okay.
How much is that?
No buff.
1.
It's
So 3,
it's a
2.
Yeah, 3/2 on a 3/3.
So that's a trade.
Yep. And I'll draw one. And then I'll swing for 3 again.
I'll take 3, go to 1.
Oh man. All right. I'll pass.
Okay. Oh, there's no more rainforest. I'm like, oh, I'll just pray that rainforest gets me the thing.
Yeah, rainforest benefits both of us as far as combos go.
Yeah. Well, Well, first things first, I suppose. Let's Sinister your Flare.
Sure.
Playing a bunch of 2-for-1s. Ugh. Or 1-for-1s, rather. Does not benefit me. And you still have tons of... You have 3 cards and a card draw coming up. Oh, and you can just attack me with Magnate. So, there's that. There is that. swing into your Sonaro to try to trade.
Sure.
That would have totally been a good Clash buff time right there.
Yep.
Pass.
Yeah, I mean,
just die.
I think you're dead on board. Just throw this down, and then I can play Flare to ping you.
Okay, good game. I have a Solar Smash in hand.
Surprised you didn't Solar Smash and swing into this.
Well, the problem was you just killed me with your Magnate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, without a bunch of weenies, there was no way out of that. I could have played these.
No, I was so dead. That game did not go very well. I played that New York, and I killed myself there.
That was game. Yeah. Yeah, New York can still be good. Like, if I do keep it, I keep it at 2. That's why I only mainboard 2 if this matchup comes up. But it really only works if you have board advantage already.
I can always use them for, like, resource pile or, like, discarding to Rainforest and stuff like that because I like to play Rainforest as well.
Yeah. Going over, I'm just re-importing it so I don't have to organize it. But the actual deck itself, I mainboard Rainforest at 4.
Yep.
So just a consistent way to dig through your deck.
From 4 to 2, and Rainforest from 2 to 4. I'm gonna swap that out. I just haven't gotten a chance to do it yet.
Alright. Kagan at 4 because he's good.
Yeah.
Solid removal. Your draw engine, cunning planner at 4. I have menacing at 4. This is mostly just because of like the green to red ratio. I was like running out of cards that I wanted to add, but it's still good on curve.
Yeah.
2 New Yorks for the reason we just discussed. Your obvious Clash buff choice. The 5-drop Sonora I run as a 4 of, just another consistent card draw engine that is best played when you do have like a Clash buff in hand, because it's definitely one of those like late game attrition cards where they try to remove it as soon as possible. So if you can save him with a Clash buff, it's really good. My red ratio in the deck is only 15 cards main board, and then it goes up to 21 with the sideboard, but I only do that in specific matchups. So like my main board package is the 4 boom, 4 torque. I do 3 flare. I run Aster.
Okay, so one quick second.
And then I run
somebody in the stream, in the chat real quick.
Hey
Clarks, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining in the stream here today with us. What decks are we running? We are running Magnate with Red Splash. I call mine Angry Magnate. And this is for the game Alpha Clash. And this is a new game. Set 2 is about to drop. So that's where we're at in the game. We are taking like pre-orders and stuff like that for Alpha Clash for the next set called Clash Grounds. This game has been out now. The Kickstarter dropped, what was it, back in July?
Yeah, it delivered in May.
Yep.
And then retail was.
Oh yeah, the first set got to retail in July. Yep. So yes, this is very new still, but a very fun game. Tons of absolutely phenomenal artwork. This is the Alpha Aster. This is one of the legendary cards in the set. I am not part of the development team. Zach here, who's with me today playing against me, who absolutely crushed me 2 games in a row, is on the play testing team. I have a couple of teammates on the play testing team as well, or one of them anyways now. As well as very well connected with a bunch of the people involved in playing the game. I'll be heading to the Realms game, 1K in Ohio in the middle of next month to be able to play this game for fun and competitive sort of level. It is a ton of fun. It is tremendous fun. I am really genuinely enjoying this gameplay. It's like sort of interactive. It's like half and half interactive and not interactive because there's not a lot of stuff that you can do on your opponent's turn, but there's a few things that you can do on your opponent's turn. So it's very picky on how it's done as well, and I think that is very interesting. I'm looking forward to see how the next set kind of feels in terms of interaction as well.
I was gonna say, just to jump in there, kind of set that expectation. Set 1 is very much like any other well-established card game, very much a foundation of what to expect. So a lot of baselines were created in terms of power level and interaction being a little bit more on the basic side. There were actually some more complicated interactions that were originally taken out of set 1 and moved to set 3. So it is one of those things where as the game develops and more sets come out, you'll definitely expect more interaction. It's not going to be anything on the level of like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you tutor 12 times in your turn and you can map out your entire graveyard and play 20 cards in one turn. But it is a much more akin to the pacing of Flesh and Blood. It's back and forth attrition is kind of how I like to describe it. It's very much centered around board presence and getting advantage on your 2-for-1 trades, or preparing and guessing appropriately when your opponent's going to play something to either prepare or react to that. And then also, obviously a lot of that goes into the deck building itself as far as what you're prepared for and what kind of meta you can handle. So we've definitely seen very much like rotating meta in set 1. It's got quite a wide variety as far as meta level decks at the professional level. Green white kind of went out the gate as like a heavy control deck, but I've seen red green take it down. I've seen mono red take it down. I've seen some blue builds coming out that have been pretty cool with Mean Streak. Blue white clarity has had some good longer games. So it definitely has a wide range of play styles. Definitely a lot more interaction to come in future sets, though.
Yep. So,
I think go ahead.
So here I was just asked, how do you pay for your cards? You see on this card, Menacing Magnate, that I have up on the screen, in the top hexagon is the number 2, and also a color. The color represents what color this card is identified as. You will also see that there is 1 green pip along the right side bar underneath that hexagon. What that means is you have to pay 1 green resource and then 1 of any other resource in order to play this card. So if you look at Kagan here, he's got 6 cost and you need 4 green pips in order to play this. And if you look at Torque the Uncontrollable, he costs 1 red pip to play. But he costs 1 to play, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, my for some reason my settings are always kind of very much quieter for some reason. And the way that you get resources is once per turn, at the beginning of your turn, you take 1 card from your hand and you place it upside down in your resource zone, and then that acts as a resource of the color of the card. So let me see here. I'm trying to find a better way to. So if I draw 8 cards here, right? I have a bunch of cards in my hand, and let's say I want to play this Magnate, the Cunning Planner. I could take, say, a Kagan, put it upside down in my resource zone here, and when I'm ready to play this card, I can tap it to play my Magnate into the Clash Zone. And then that'll be here all game long. So yeah, like all cards are like Magic cards. There's a number of games that perform like this on the mana base. and how this mana base exists, there's a number of card games that can do that as well. If you're looking for other comparisons, I know that there are some out there that are a lot better. I'm not as familiar with those games, so somebody might have to help explain that one.
Yeah, I mean, it took so Alpha Clash took a lot of influence from a couple different card games. The resource engine was based off of Dragon Ball Super. They have a charge system that is the exact same in terms of you take a card from hand, put it upside down your resource zone, it taps for whatever color that is. They also have dual colors now. I think it was introduced in like set 6 or 7. I could be wrong on that. It's been years since I played Dragon Ball, but similar kind of vein. Just whatever color the resource cost on the card is what color it produces. Set 2, some of the spoilers. If you look up the legendary, one of the legendaries for the set, Clarity has a legendary that is black-white, and then the similar vein of Dragon Ball Super, it will, if you put it in the resource zone, it'll tap for black or white. Like you get to choose each turn when you engage that card. The trap system, very rudimentary, taken from the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh when traps were a lot simpler. Same kind of deal where you set it from hand face down in your accessory zone, and then when a counter interaction comes up, that is a valid window for you to play that card, whether it's counter attack or counter play. You can then pay for that card, flip it up, and yeah. So this Magnate's trap here, you can set that from your hand, and then when it comes to your opponent attacking you, the combat step is counter and then obstruct. So you get to counter, pay to activate this trap, you send that card to oblivion. If there was still an attack coming through, you can then obstruct, which is just Alpha Clash's word for blocking. And then you go to the Clash Buff step, which Clash Buff is also very similar in vein to the super combos from Dragon Ball Super. That was also taken from there. It's just a very powerful card type that can buff either your Clash cards or Contender. You can only have a total of 4 of that card type in your deck. There's going to be new Clash buffs introduced in set 2, 3, and so on. That'll have various effects, but overall, like you could run 2 from set 1, 2 from set 2, just a total of 4, with the rest of the cards being a playset of 4, with the exception of legendaries like Alpha Aster. If they have the keyword unrivaled, it means you can only have 1 in your main deck or sideboard. As far as the rest of the mechanics of the game, Clash cards and general board attrition, along with basic actions and quick actions, are just akin to Magic the Gathering. Very similar power toughness stat line of Magic. There's some keywords that are almost the exact same, like flight. Some of the combat interactions are different, but the basic actions are equivalent to your sorceries for Magic. The quick actions are instant spells for Magic. So definitely a lot of like taking the best pieces of different card games, melding them into one card game that utilizes the best features of those, and then putting that all under the hood of a superhero aesthetic that really hasn't been in the TCG space, mostly just been used in like cooperative card games and board games.
I love the aesthetic of this game. It's really cool. The colors are really nice, kind of like very like pastel and gentle, like not too like harsh as far as colors go. And the foils of this game look really, really nice as well. To answer your question, Clark, the cards that you place in the resource zone will only count as 1 towards whatever you're casting. A 1 of the color of the identity of the card that is placed in your resource zone. So if I have a red card in my resource zone and a green card in my resource zone, they each will tap for 1, and red one will tap for 1 red, and the green one will tap for 1 green.
Just to wrap up my deck build for you real quick, if you still wanted to hear that. Otherwise, I gotta peace out here soon. Yeah. I think I stopped at Torque. So Aster, just because it's another catch-up card, kind of like your emergency button. I usually end up discarding this for Amazon Rainforest unless the game's going longer, like in a Clarity matchup. 3 flares just... Oh, yeah.
I actually think copied an initial copy of one of your earlier decks that I then kind of like tweaked into this version of your deck.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I think. I don't remember if this deck is still public or not. I usually, unless I forget, like if I create a new one, but I try to make all my decks public, just under ZStorm. So if you go to play.alphaclashtcg.com and you go to decks, community decks, if you just search ZStorm, that's gonna have all my deck lists in there for set one right now.
Do that because that definitely helped me get started on how to figure out how to build this deck, how to build a deck.
Yeah, right on. The last kind of piece for the main board here, Flair's just in there as like rounding out the ratio. I really don't use her that much. Sometimes you can use her for torque just to get that extra bump to take something out if you're desperate, but usually it's just there for a resource. And then this is actually more important to me than boom or torque. I actually find in general, at least when you're running Magnate, the red package in the red-green build really only shines if the game goes longer, just because it's so combo-centric and, needing multiple torques out, and then you're also at risk of like potentially killing your own board unless you have clash buffs. You can get kind of tricky where, like, if I've got 2 torques out, a Sonoro, and a clash buff in hand, I could swing with my contender, buff Sonoro, and then here comes the boom, so I can, everything lives, I clear the board, and I can swing in. But that's like stuff that really only happens in clarity matchups where the game's just generally slower. I like this a lot because it throws a lot of torque. It throws a lot of torque matchups off, especially like red-green torque, because I'll be swinging in with this, and they'll want to block and trade with it, but not only is it a 1/3 base, but it's going to get that attack buff every time they block. So,
for those watching, it has 1 extra defense because of Magnate's primary ability. It says Alpha Clash cards that you control get +0/+1.
Yeah. So it's just good. Like, although it's got the card draw ability, I do use it aggressively. Whereas like Magnate, Cunning Planner, I just leave standing up for blocking.
Yep.
The Ready to Fight is just a good mid-range game. If you can play this on curve at 4, it's really good. And then this one's just in there as kind of like something new I was trying out because I'm playing so many Magnates. Sometimes it happens where I get one of these off for free, which is really nice. If I see a bunch of Cunning Planners or Menacings early, just dropping that as a free play before you play a bunch of other stuff can really take over the board. But the sideboard is very minimal. Basically, side in New York for like 2 of the Amazon rainforests and matchups where it's more important, like against Clarity. I've got 2 additional Sinister Assistants I can side in. So like in our matchup, I sided out 2 New York cities for 2 Sinister Assistants.
Yep.
I was mainboarding 4 of these originally, but they do get clogged in your hand, especially if you don't see them early game. And despite Amazon Rainforest being really good filter, it's not as consistent as Clarity, so that was why I ended up dropping that down to 2. And then my red package here takes me from 15 to 21 red cards in the deck, but I only side this in the slower matchups, particularly the Clarity matchups. This gives me some flight options with Flare over here to combat their Lins that they're going to get, and Plasmax that they throw out. They tend to throw those out pretty regularly, so having a way to rely on flight even when you don't have New York is really good in surviving that longer attrition game. And then energy absorption is just another way to protect like a Koggin or something if you're going to boom. With boom being a lot more important in those matchups just because of how many weenies they flood the board with all the havens and lower drop clarities. Yeah, that's the general thoughts of, against the deck. I mean, it's gone through a couple iterations now. This is at least where I'm at right now. I haven't found a reason to change the ratios on anything yet. I will say in general, I stopped running Magnate's Trap just because of the like how much slower it feels at 2, and then also having to set a card so you have to commit to it.
Yep, I like the Magnate, the Tyrant, and the replacement for those Magnate traps in general. I have not really been
sure. I was going to say, I was running Magnate the Tyrant as well. He's actually what I took out for this Magnate, and that's mostly just because, again, the board attrition was more relevant than the accessory removal. I will say with set 2, accessories are definitely going to become a lot more important in general for the meta, but right now, like, my deck is not built to respect someone playing accessories at all.
Yeah.
Just because it's too slow of a strategy right now. Like Moxie,
I noticed Moxie that I can't really clear Moxie decks very well. Like, here comes the boom. They very quickly get their stuff out of range with the booms. And Kagan only hits one thing at a time, and they can put out a bunch of small things. If I bring in Sinisters against them, then it's, then I still can only hit just, like, the specific small one-cost units, Clash cards.
One-drop Moxie.
Yeah.
Right, yep.
So if they play something that's like a 2 or 3 cost, and then they put all of their accessories on that, then I can't touch it, and then they win.
So the biggest thing for me, at least in when I've played this deck against Moxie players, they basically fold to me playing aggro on curve. So I'm hitting my 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and so on. They can't keep up with that, and then the more important than accessory control is clash ground control. Yep. So like in that matchup, I would be running, well, after sideboard, I'd be running 4 Amazon Rainforest and 4 New York, because UNHQ is like the only thing that closes the game for them. They don't have easy access to pump their cards out of range of, like 4-drop Magnate unless it's got flight. So I haven't found an instance where that's been an issue. Just because in general all of the alpha hunter cards are actually understated on average compared to every other color and affiliation. So like they have to get accessories before they can even swing or block.
Yeah.
Which means by the time they can block, they've taken about 20 damage. Okay. And usually I can just close the game out if I save all my Clash Grounds until then, because they're gonna try to slam it down, attach a bunch of weapons. They'll get some damage in, but then if I just slam down New York, usually you can just kill them right there.
Yep. All right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate the game. I'll get it reported. Appreciate the time and chat and everyone watching. But I'll catch you guys later.
Thank you, Zach. I might pick your brain a little bit on some tweaks and stuff like that on my list. I wanted to go over my list with you at some point as well. I definitely would value, your opinions on what I'm trying to build as well. Heading to Ohio in a month in order to try to compete in the 1K. So I definitely want to make this as crisp as possible.
Yeah, just let me know.
Yep. Thank you very much, and you have a good night, and I will message you again soon.
All right, sounds good. See you later.